I just dropped my baby off at daycare. I'm looking super wretched right now. But I felt the need to make this video. Now, some of the things that I might say, it might disturb some people. It might rub some people the wrong way. But this is my truth. And it is what it is. I wish I never, ever had a baby with a schizophrenic man. Now, it's not necessarily about the schizophrenia, but girl, let me tell you, it is the most difficult thing to deal with because, and I don't know if this is true for every person or every man that has schizophrenia, but my schizophrenic baby daddy is also very narcissistic. And his type of schizophrenia is more of the, not the grandiose, big-headed, super manipulative. He's more passive aggressive. He's more of the vulnerable, underhanded, sneaky type. And I didn't find out that he was schizophrenic until after I was pregnant. So the whole time, because we had a long distance relationship, he was able to paint this picture of being, this upstanding guy who was very moralistic and, kept true to his values and, just this upstanding guy. He painted this amazing picture of this great guy. But we did meet up, and I should have known then. We had met up and spent a week together. This is way before I got pregnant. Because prior, we were like best friends over the phone. Like, we would talk about everything all the time. But when we met up, I noticed he was somewhat immature. He was doing a few things that were really immature. And I knew then, something told me, I was like, no, we need to just stay friends. He's 9 years younger than me, so yeah, there's that too. So, immature. But still, still sophisticated, had some sort of intelligence, and seemed like a good guy. But I was not seeing the red flags. And the reason I wasn't seeing the red flags is because I was just coming out of a relationship, which I should have given myself time. I did not think about that, but I was feeling like, okay, time is ticking. I really want to have another baby. I don't want to wait forever. With me being 37 at the time, I'm like, I really want to have another baby because I only have one child. So I had baby fever really bad. So we literally planned this baby, and it was so beautiful at one point. Not once did he ever mention his disability. Not once did he ever mention anything like that. Not until I was maybe about 3 or 4 months pregnant is when he came to live with me. He just made it so frantic, like, I have to come be with you now, because we lived in 2 different states. He's like, I have to come be with you now, like, I can't. And I'm like, well, what's going on? Because we didn't plan to, move in together until, more so towards the delivery part of my pregnancy. He wanted to come right away. He's like, oh my God, I have to come. And I didn't know that at that time he was having a manic episode. And his family started telling me that he had this, these episodes. And I'm like, wait, what is going on? I was so unclear and, unknowledgeable about this whole mental health disability. And nor was I prepared for it, especially being pregnant and having to deal with my own hormones and my growing baby in my belly and all the symptoms and things I'm dealing with. I'm like, oh my God, what did I just take on? And I'm going to speed up a little through this part of the story, because the pregnancy for the most part was beautiful. We did have some great moments, but I also, when he had those episodes, it got really scary and really bad. And he also started to be disrespectful, saying strange things. And I don't know, he had a lot of deep, dark secrets as well. So I don't know if it's part to do with the dark side of his mental health disability, things that were coming up, things he was saying, a lot of sexual things, and he also believed that, like, when we were watching TV or watching a movie or something, like, he would believe that those people were in his head, or those people were speaking to him. Or he would say things to me like, why are you in my head? Like, why are you? And he would get very upset. And he would say, why are you in my thoughts? And you're invading my space. You're invading my private mental space. And I'm like, I'm just sitting here next to you. Like, I'm just right here, But he would have these, like, really angry outbursts. So I had made up in my mind that I was just going to love him regardless, love him through it, because I know that it's not easy. And of course, I don't want to judge, what he's dealing with, because I know that it's not his fault. It's something that he is, trying to manage, trying to grow through. However, he wasn't managing it well, like with his medications and stuff like that. But fast forward after the pregnancy, the delivery, I'm going to talk about that in another video. But that was also a nightmare. But ever since, it has been very difficult to raise my son with him. And my baby is not even 1 year old. We have had so much trauma. And it's gotten to the point where I've had to leave him when my baby was 5 months. Now, my oldest son is almost 8. Well, he's 18. He's almost 19. I waited years before I decided to have another baby, very purposely, because my intention was to find someone that I really wanted to have a child with. And after this experience, because he put on such a great show of character when we first met, and just, how things unfolded, we had a really great friendship. It has really made me like pull back from the dating scene and really analyze and really work on myself, really heal. And I have another channel, The Twisted Healer, and that channel is all about healing. It's all about inner child wounds, trauma, generational trauma, and just healing and wellness overall. That is my passion. But I wanted to create this Mommy Mode TV. This is like an outlet for single motherhood and just mommyhood in general. So that's what this channel is all about. And, being able to share the behind the scenes part of motherhood, and just expanding on that. So I wanted to share my 2 cents about having a baby with a schizophrenic man who is also narcissistic. And again, like, from my research, I have seen that narcissism is also an offspring of the schizophrenia because of the neurological visions and voices and things that are going on in their head. So I say that to say it is very difficult to co-parent. And a lot of his actions can be very spiteful. And at first it used to really get me down. Like, I would cry. I'm just like going over my head, like, what was I thinking? How did I get into this? Like, why me? I'm such a sweet, loving person, why me? And it took me months to heal through this and pick myself up and realize, for me, it's an eye-opener. It's a learning lesson for me. It's also a test of my strength and my resilience. And, it has showed me how strong I am, because I've been having to raise my baby pretty much this whole time by myself. Like, he helps out some, and even now, like, he helps out financially, but all the heavy lifting, all the hard work is on me. And that used to make me cry, like, at the drop of a dime. But now I feel stronger. I feel more resilient. And I feel like I'm in a much better place in terms that I've come to terms that, yeah, it's going to be me the majority of the way raising my baby. Because, some days, like, I don't know if he's coming or going. And yeah, so I'm curious to know what it's like in other families, especially with the dad. Now, I know I've watched some videos with the mom being schizophrenic. I haven't really seen any videos of the dad being schizophrenic, how that pans out for the children, how that works out when you're co-parenting with them. Are there any success stories? I'm just curious to know what that looks like. So for me on this channel, I will be providing that. But if any of you have any insight of what that's like, I would love to know your feedback and, how it's working out for you. And yes, this is Mommy Mo TV. Make sure you subscribe if you're into this, motherhood type content. I have so much to talk about and so much to share on this video and our journey. So yes, I will see y'all in the next video. Take care. Bye.